What up, everybody? Well, look, if you think first of all, I'm gonna put this out there. I'm gonna keep making these videos as long as these ass clowns keep making them. I'm gonna keep making them too. Oh, that's a nice little blue jay right there. Anyways, I put it like this: the WBC, they reserve the right to go after any fighter that's under the WBC for any anti-doping violation. They reserve the right. So, for sporting icons to come out and be like, the WBC should only be worried about VADA. VADA is the only thing that matters to the WBC. That is false. If you're a boxer and you pop with any doping agency, if you are found to have dope in your possession, that could be cause for an investigation right there as well. Ethics, that could be a cause for a violation as well. It just doesn't, I don't understand is how this individual fails to just read the WBC rules. That's all you have to do. Instead of trying to sit up over here and come up with these make-believe rules and regulations and stuff like that to try to, get your, what you call them motherfuckers. Your little fans involved and stuff like that. Try to get them to believe that you're a stand-up guy and you know what you're talking about and stuff like that. You don't. You straight up don't, because if you did, you won't be saying that. You won't be saying some of that stuff. Saying that, seeing what this dude doing up over here. Saying all that jaw jabbing talk about the WBC, they wrong for how they doing Dillian White. They ain't wrong for doing Dillian White the way that Dillian White is what Dillian White is being subject to. They not wrong. They are not wrong. They are well within their power. And everybody knew that the WBC most likely was going to do something about this. You mean to tell me, as a promoter, you don't sit back there, you don't think about how things can be perceived by other people and other organizations when your fighter pops for a PED test, and then the only thing you could do is hide by some legality, whatever you want to call it, when it comes to the British Boxing Control and UKAD. So what if you would have told the WBC, what was they gonna do? What was they gonna do? Tell you can't fight in Britain? You think it'd matter if you fighting in Britain if you had a mandatory position with the WBC? No. UKAD? No. I don't think you would. I don't think you would give a fuck. As long as the WBC would sanction the fight, as long as a boxing organization, one of these state commissions, long as they would sanction the fight, I don't think you would care what the British Boxing Control would have to say. But you went about it the wrong way. Sporting icons, come on, bruh. You sounding like you crying right now. Maybe you not, but you sounding like you crying right now. That Dillian White is getting dumped by the WBC because you feel, because this is why you're getting dumped by the WBC, in my opinion. It all stems down to discovery of evidence. Nobody wants to give it up. Nobody wants to give it up. Everybody want to put the WBC on the back burner. You're fighting for the WBC belt. You're not fighting for a British Boxing of Control belt. You're not fighting for a UCAD belt. You're fighting for a World Boxing Council belt. That's what you're fighting for. And what happened? You get dumped. And then you got angry people out here, crybabies, like sporting icons, talking about, what do you say? It's not the WBC. WBC shouldn't even be worried about nothing but VADA. They should only be worried about VADA. British Boxing Control is a whole nother country. And they have jurisdiction. They have this and that and the third. And look at Billy Joe. When Billy Joe popped for oxyfreeling, whatever it's called, the fight was going to be in what? New York and Massachusetts, one of them two. And the British Boxing Controller or whoever said, oh yeah, out of competition, he could do that. But the fight was going to happen in the States. They was like, hold up now. No. The fight over here ain't no such thing as no out of competition drugs. And then they all tried to get that shit reverted back to the UK because they know that they could get away with this shit up over there. Testosterone exemptions and shit. Motherfuckers taking shit to boost their fucking stamina out of competition. Psst, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. And this is my opinion, dude. This is my real opinion on what's been going on. This would have all been avoided if Edward Hearn would have did the Spike Lee and did the right thing. Did the right thing. They knew the WBC was going to get their panties in the bunch. They knew it. And if they didn't know that, how the fuck are you the promoter of the year? When you don't even know the rules of the W. You was only fighting for one thing. The WBC mandatory. Your fighter pops 3 days before the fight. The first thing I would have been in the rule book. The second thing I would have been in, I would have been trying to check the validity of the test to make sure the chain of custody and everything was squared away. But at the same time is trying to figure out what happened with my fighter. You know what I'm saying? This dude, they knew. Hell, I knew. We all knew WBC. We all figured the WBC was going to jump in. And right when they did, what happened? Suspension. And the WBC ain't pointing fingers saying that Dillian Whyte is a drug cheat. In my opinion, the way they worded it, it basically sounded like, bring that motherfucking information here. And if you don't, you are suspended until further notice. And at this point, it's been a couple days. If Dillian Whyte, Edward Hearn, if them guys haven't pleaded their case to make to forwarding the information to the WBC, that's their fault. They are in the wrong. Don't go complaining about you being the mandatory no more. And if you are UCAD and the BBOC and you have not did your steps with Dillian Whyte and Edward Hearn so that you may forward that information to the WBC, you are wrong. And it's not the WBC, it's definitely already not the WBC's fault. It's not their fault that motherfuckers want to have exclusives with people, want to sign confidentiality agreements with people, binding them to keep their mouth shut. That ain't the WBC fault. You was fighting. You signed that shit. You signed that shit. You signed up with the WBC. You knew what you was doing. You can't get in a sword fight and then get mad and then get mad when the motherfucker roll up with a double-edged sword. When you only got a single blade. It's a sword fight. It ain't Burger King, nigga. This ain't how you want it. You can't just go around here making up rules and making up things so it can suit you and your promoter's narrative. You just keep doing what you're doing over there, Dillian Whyte. You keep your mouth shut. You keep your nose down, keep your nose clean, keep it wet, like the liking you is, and keep following. I said it a long time ago. Me and Laws D, the pimpin', said it a long time ago. This guy needs to stop following these dudes, man. He needs to stop following these dudes and put his career in his own hands. He might not be guilty, but today, on August 2nd, the motherfucker is not the mandatory. Now on that note, shout out to LDBC and everybody stay sucker free.